Have you ever wondered how important it is for a wedding cake on the bride's special day? Just as eggs and bunnies are to Easter, and stockings and mistletoes are to Christmas, so are wedding cakes to a bride on her big day. Wedding cakes symbolize fertility and prosperity, and next to the bride's wedding dress, the cake is the biggest conversation piece, and it's the most worth talking about. There is an importance to the cake, including the cakes that I personally make. The main points that I want to bring out are the process of creating a masterpiece for the bride on her big day. The first step would be getting the organization of what the bride wants. The next step would be to prepare the cake through mixing the batter and putting it together and cooking it. Then the next step would be to remove it and freeze it. And then the last step would be to decorate according to the bride's wishes. So let's begin embarking on this new journey. Have you ever wondered what it takes to form a masterpiece like this? I do. So let's begin. The first step that you do is you take the bride who comes in, and her wishes are to create this cake that not only she will remember on her big day, but also that her guests will remember and will go away thinking that that was the best cake they put in their mouth. The first step is to get all the information that the bride wants, and then once you have created the type of cake she wants, the type of icing she wants, and the type of style and shape, whether round, circle, octagon, square, whatever it may be, you do it just the bride would like it. Then you ask if there's going to be a topper. If so, you will be provided with a topper as well. Once you have provided all the information that is needed from the bride, you will then give her a due date. You will take a half deposit, and you'll begin on creating this masterpiece for the bride. The next step that you would do in creating this masterpiece would be to actually make the cake. You will create the batter, mix it, whatever you need to do in order to create it. I personally mix it several different kinds in a batter bowl, according to my special recipe. Freeze it, and then wait for a day or so, and then I take the masterpiece that is in process and begin to decorate it. Once I take the cake from baking it to cooling it to freezing it, then the next step is to decorate it. Now decorating can be kind of tricky because you have many brides with many different tastes. I've done small ones, large ones, tall ones, short ones, some that feed 150, some that feed 50. So it just depends on the bride's choice. Therefore, once I begin the decorating process, I start building from the bottom layer up. You always have a foundational piece of the cake. So I built from the bottom layer up, and then once that bottom layer is started, then I work my way all the way to the very top, which is usually in a traditional manner, the layer that the bride and groom take and save for their year anniversary. And in order to save it, they freeze it for that year until their anniversary rolls around. So in order to decorate it, I decorate according to the bride's wishes. They may use buttercream icing, they may use fondant, they may use both. It all depends on their wishes, and you're decorating it accordingly from the bottom layer up. And once that is finished, then it's time to deliver the cake. Once the cake is delivered, you will then take the rest of the money from the bride or whoever is paying the bill. And then once the bill is paid, then you take pictures and you exit. So that would be the last step that I do as far as in the whole process of creating that masterpiece. Sometimes there's a lot of intricate work, sometimes it's just simple. It all depends on the certain bride and how important the cake is to her and how much she would like it to stand out. So in doing a wedding cake for a bride, the steps that I take would be to get the order from the bride and get her wishes, then to bake the cake, then I allow it to cool, and then I freeze the cake. And once the cake is frozen for about a day, I remove it from the freezer, and then I decorate the cake in a manner that is important for the bride in the way that she likes it. Once that is done, I deliver the cake. I collect the rest of the money that was said that the bill would cost, and I take pictures of my final um, masterpiece, and then I depart and wish the bride and groom the best of luck. So, as I said in the beginning, just as eggs and bunnies are to Easter, and stockings and mistletoe are to Christmas, so are wedding cakes to a bride and groom on their special day.